Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to be telling the story of when I met Ariana Grande. I just wanted to put a disclaimer in that basically I don't want this to come across in a braggy kind of way at all. This was just because when I done my Q&A, I had a few people saying to do my Ariana experience, and then today I put a poll up to see if it was something people still wanted, and they said yes. As well, the circumstances that I met her were quite unusual. I didn't meet her for a meet and greet. I met her. I don't really want to go into like the details of it purely because it's quite personal, but I will be giving a bit of background so you kind of understand how I met her, sort of. So to give a bit of background information, this was the 3rd of June 2017. Prior to this, I had been a fan for about 5 years. I think I started stunning her in 2012 when she was on Victorious. Quite a long fan. I'd been to both the tours that she did in Manchester for both eras. So she'd done the Honeymoon tour and the Dangerous Woman tour. So I'd been to both of them. Obviously, the Manchester date was about a week before that, I think, 2 weeks before that. The day before, my mum told me that I was going to be doing something the next day. I was going to be meeting someone quite important. Like, at that time, like, I thought she was just going on about Coronation Street Star or something. Like, no offence to Coronation Street Stars, but, like, I just didn't think that it was going to be someone... I didn't think it was going to be Ariana Grande, because if you know me, you know Ariana Grande. I have stan her since literally the beginning of time. I'm not even joking. So, well, I mean, not the beginning of time because it was 5 years, but you get where I'm coming from. So that never even entered my mind. But then the next day came and my mum was like, okay, so today you're meeting Ariana. And I was like, what? Come again? Say that again? You talking to me? So then I was like, oh my God, can someone please, can you not get a makeup artist to do my makeup? I was literally 15. Can we go to town? I need a new outfit. Like, I didn't want to look dusty for these pictures because I had waited for these pictures for like 5 years. We literally went to Topshop and I bought a pink pinny foot. You will see my pictures. I was meant to be meeting her, what I say, like between 12 and 3. I know it was earlier in the day, but not so early that I couldn't go out and get a new outfit, and obviously I had enough time to do makeup and then whatever. And basically, I had a police officer assigned to me for a certain reason, but they was taking me to go and meet her. We was either on the way there, we was about to leave, and he got a phone call to say that Ariana's helicopter hadn't left London yet, or there'd been something to do with the weather, so she couldn't be in Manchester for that certain time. He said that I wouldn't get to meet her in the way that I was going to meet her and the time, but that I was still going to get to meet her just later on in the day. We get to go. I'm still not even sure where it is that we went to meet her. It was like this, I don't even know. I don't want to say because I know I'll be wrong. So it was like a secluded place anyway. It was quite a big place and it was quite secluded, and yeah, that's all I remember about it. But basically, in the room was me, my mum, the police officer, Scooter Braun, and I think there was like maybe 2 other people or 1 other person from Ariana's team in there. So I walked in and we give each other like the longest hug ever. Like, I just remember this hug being like super long, and she literally looks at me and goes, "You are the cutest thing ever." I can't do it because I also want to do it in her accent, but I know I'm going to do it wrong. And then she hugged my mum and she was like, "Oh my God, you both look so cute." And then she looked at me and she looked at my socks. I'm going to hopefully insert a picture of what I was wearing on the day here. Or at least my socks. And then she was like, oh my God, I want to do that accent. She's like, "Oh my God, look at your socks. Are you kidding? You're literally the cutest person ever." But obviously in her voice. Like, just please imagine it in her voice because it sounds so much. But she was like, "Oh my God, look at your socks." Since then, I've treasured those socks forever. So then Scooter basically asked my police officer to explain what had happened, why I was there really. I'm not going to tell you the story because again it's quite personal to me, but Ariana kept saying like sorry throughout it. She kept looking like she was going to cry. She kept saying you're amazing. She kept hugging me. Scooter kept saying sorry as well. And then like once the story had finished, we like gave each other a hug and I was like, I remember hugging her I remember this part so vividly, like hugging her and being like, don't cry, it's going to be okay. And she literally laughed and she was like, I'm supposed to tell you that. And then we was both like crying as well. So we was both laughing, crying and hugging. It was so weird. And I was like, I'm crying off my makeup before we've even had pictures. And she was like, it looks amazing, who did it? 15-year-old me was literally living at the fact that Ariana liked my makeup. I was like, me, I did it, I am an MUA. She definitely said that because she probably felt sorry for me, that it was horrible when I walked in, and it was definitely horrible the time we were taking pictures because I had cried. And then she was like, it looks amazing, shall we take pictures now? And then I was like, yeah. Then we took pictures, my mum took pictures with us, and we all hugged. I basically said like, thank you, I've been waiting like 5 years for this, so I'm really grateful. She was just basically like, oh, I'm sorry that it had to be under these circumstances, I wish it could have been like under different ones. And then we was just like talking. I had quite a long time with her because, like I said, it wasn't a usual like meet and greet and then out you take a picture and you're out. So then I was saying like how I started singing, and she given me the confidence to sing in public and blah blah blah, and she was like, oh my god, I'm so proud of you. And we kept hugging quite a lot. Like we was having like the longest hugs. Like everyone in that room was probably just staring at each other like, when are they gonna stop hugging? And basically we hugged again, and I was like, please don't blame yourself for anything, okay, it's not your fault at all. And she was like, don't you do it either. Then we hugged again, and then like we let go, and then she was like, one more hug before you go. And then we hugged. I don't know if you can tell, but if you had a shot every time I said the word hug or hugged, you would be drunk right now. Then basically I let go, she hugged my mom, and I was like leaving, but obviously I hadn't fully left the room yet, and I was like saying thank you. And then obviously I was like leaving, but I hadn't actually got out the door yet. She shouted, love you, and I was like, love you too, back. And it was just like, I think that moment, like hearing Ariana Grande shout outside of, well not outside, but shout like she loves you, is just like the best thing ever. I also asked people what questions they may have for like any times I've seen her, any time I've met her, because I have actually seen her perform 3 times now. So every time she's come to the UK pretty much on a tour, I've seen her, but the last time I seen her, it wasn't really at her tour. Obviously, it was for the Thank You Next / Sweetener era, but it was at Pride. But that was actually really nice. Like, that was a really special time to be celebrating Pride and also be seeing Ariana. It was, like, just really good, really special. So, these are just some of the questions I got, so I'm just going to answer them. And someone asked, by the way, looking at this book, do you all know by now after my one video, you all know by now that when I'm looking down, I'm looking at this book. Someone said, was she different from what you expected? The only thing I would say is that oh my god, can I just say she's the tiniest human on earth. Like, I swear she had like not big shoes on, but she had shoes with like a heel on, and she was still my mum's height, and my mum is like 5 foot nothing. So, like, I think in the pictures as well, I was like, when I was hugging her, I was like a bit slouched. But she's literally the tiniest, cutest human on earth. I just wanted to put that in there. But obviously, we all knew she was tiny. If you're in the standum, if you're a fan of hers, you will know she's the tiniest human on earth. The only thing I would say is that she's different, is that she's even nicer, like, she's even sweeter, like, when you think of a celebrity, you don't think they're going to be so nice and kind and like almost as if you're their friend when you're meeting them. It was still like a fan stan interaction, but she was so down to earth and so real and so normal and so kind. Like, I'd waited for that moment for literally 5 years, and I wouldn't change anything about it because she was so nice and so welcoming. She's just the best human. I stand the best person. Another question was, what was your favourite / most special thing about meeting her? My favourite most special thing is how many times we hugged and like how long we was hugging. Like, it was like, not like friend thing, but like almost, I don't know how to describe it, but it was like we just both were going through a lot at the time, and we both just kept hugging each other. It was magical. Also, like I said about the love you thing, also the fact that she called me the cutest person ever, all of it. It was all of it as well, because I had so long with her, because I hadn't just paid for a meet and greet or whatever. I had so long, so it was even more special, the fact that I didn't feel rushed or feel like, and as well I could have as many pictures as I want. Like, I'm pretty sure as well, like, she was like, do you like the pictures? Like, at the time, I'm pretty sure she was like, do you like them? I think. I remember like her saying like, do you like the picture? And I was like, yeah. But like looking back, I don't really like the pictures now. But like I can separate myself because I was like 15 then and I'm 19 now, so I look, I think, a lot different. But the most special, it was just like all of it. I think the circumstances that I was in, even though she was like, I'm sorry it's under these circumstances, I really needed that at that time. Taken away from that was the fact that we was both going through such similar emotions. So the person that I've looked up to practically my whole life at that point, and this point, was like, obviously other than my mum and stuff, but like the fact that she was going through the same thing and I knew that the way I was feeling wasn't abnormal or anything, because my favourite, like my idol is going through the same thing. Honestly, it was the best thing ever to take that away. And like Ariana Grande told me to not blame myself. Do you know what I mean? Like Ariana Grande told me that everything is going to be okay. So everything is going to be okay. As well, I got a question saying I got this question twice, which was what was your favourite song that she performed live. From Pride, it was definitely Breathing and One Last Time. And Be Alright. So Be Alright is like, I know a lot of people associate One Last Time with being like the really sad and like emotional song sort of thing, but I really associate Be Alright with that. Like that was like my one last time, if you get me. So I would say Be Alright. I remember crying like a baby throughout her whole set at Pride, which I did. I think I'd done that every single tour that I've been, like every single concert I've been to, I've cried like a baby. And Breathing, I love that song, and the way she sings that live. Amazing, sensational, unstoppable. I really like as well Honeymoon Avenue live. I don't know why, I think that's just very nostalgic for me and my everything. I remember that playing at the Honeymoon tour. And as well, I got the question as well in that is songs she hasn't sang live that you want to hear. Now she has sung this whole EP live. She sang songs off it live. The Christmas and Chill EP, and I really want to hear them live. Obviously she only done them in the American dates, I think. The ones that were more towards Christmas when she sang those? I'm pretty sure it was. So she has sang them live, but I've not heard them live, and I would really like to hear them live because that EP is beautiful. I would really like to hear Ghosting live, but I understand why she doesn't perform that live. So as well, someone asked me what was she like to meet. I feel like I probably explained this 100 times, but she's literally the cutest, kindest person ever. Like, it made me so glad that I'd stand her for the past 5 years, and obviously I've continued to stand her since. It made me so glad that I had stand this person like my whole life, because she was just so amazing. I think she's probably the nicest celebrity you will ever meet in your entire life. I mean, she literally lived up to all my expectations and more. Obviously, when I was younger and I used to think about meeting her, I always thought being a meet and greet and it'd be quite rushed. So having that experience be so long and meaningful, it was just amazing. And someone asked what my favourite videos from any concert was. So I'm going to include like my favourite videos that I've got from, I think I've only got one from the Honeymoon tour, because it was like back when I didn't have Google Photos, so I couldn't back them up on there. But I will include some from the Dangerous Woman tour and Pride. I say every time as well that I've seen her perform live, she is incredible. Like, she is a performer. She literally, she's just so amazing in every way. She really is. That woman is incredible, and I'm so glad I stan. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe for more. Let me know if you enjoyed hearing my story time of meeting her. I'm sorry that it's not like your typical video. I'm sure if you're a stan and you're watching this, you can't probably take much from it, other than that she's a really nice person. Because obviously I couldn't really explain getting meet and greet tickets or how that whole process works, so I'm sorry about that. But like and subscribe, comment future videos that you want from me. Thank you and goodbye.